You tell yourself that what you feel must be love. It's too strong, too consuming, too intense to be anything else. Every glance, every message, every fight feels charged with meaning. You wake up thinking about them and fall asleep, replaying conversations in your head, wondering what you could have said differently, how you could have made them stay, how you could have made them love you more. The emotions are overwhelming, so they must be real, right? But the truth is that sometimes what feels like love is just pain wearing a familiar mask. Pain can be seductive. It tricks you into believing that depth always comes with struggle, that the most meaningful connections are the ones that hurt the most. You learned somewhere along the way that love was supposed to ache, that suffering was a sign of devotion. And so you keep mistaking tension for chemistry, inconsistency for passion, chaos for connection. You've been conditioned to chase what hurts because it's what you've always known. The people who break you open feel like home because they remind you of the first time you were taught that love and pain could coexist. When you grow up in an environment where love is conditional, you internalize the idea that affection must be earned. You start believing that being loved requires effort, sacrifice, or silence. So when someone treats you with kindness, it feels suspicious. When someone offers stability, it feels dull. But when someone is distant or unpredictable, something inside you lights up. You feel a spark, not because it's love, but because it's familiar. It's your nervous system recognizing an old pattern and saying, "This is what love feels like." You confuse anxiety with excitement. The rush of uncertainty feels like butterflies, but it's really your body bracing for loss. You wait for messages that never come, and when they finally do, you feel relief so powerful it almost feels like joy. That relief becomes addictive. It keeps you tethered to people who make you doubt your worth, because every small act of attention feels monumental. They give you crumbs, and you treat them like a feast. That's not love, it's deprivation disguised as connection. Real love doesn't live in your stomach, it lives in your safety. It doesn't make you anxious, it makes you calm. But calmness feels foreign when you've only known chaos, so you go back to what feels alive, even if it kills you a little each time. The fights, the apologies, the makeups, they all reinforce the illusion that this must be love. You think, if it hurts this much, it must matter. But what you're really feeling is addiction, not affection. The chemical high of unpredictability, the dopamine hit of being chosen after rejection. You keep trying to earn their love because you're not just trying to win them, you're trying to rewrite the story of every time you felt unwanted. If you can make this person love you, maybe it means you were never unlovable in the first place. But that's the trap. You can't heal your old wounds through people who reopen them. You can't fix the past by recreating it with new characters. You're not chasing love, you're chasing resolution. You want the ending to be different this time, but it never is because you keep mistaking the fire for warmth. Love isn't supposed to feel like survival. It's not supposed to leave you guessing or fighting for scraps of validation. The idea that real love is hard is one of the biggest lies we tell ourselves to justify staying in relationships that break us. Love is work, yes, but it's not supposed to be suffering. Love asks you to grow, not to shrink. It asks for understanding, not endurance. It asks for presence, not pursuit. Pain feels romantic when you've been taught that love is supposed to save you. Movies, books, songs, they all glorify heartbreak as proof of depth. We see characters cry, bleed, sacrifice everything for love, and we call it beautiful. But beauty without peace is just tragedy. The greatest love stories aren't the ones that consume you, they are the ones that free you. And freedom doesn't come from chasing people who make you feel small. It comes from realizing that love doesn't require you to suffer to feel alive. The psychology of mistaking pain for love lies in association. Your brain links intensity with importance. It tells you that if you're feeling something strong, it must be real. But strength of emotion doesn't equal quality of connection. A panic attack feels strong too. So does heartbreak. So does trauma. The same chemicals that surge when you're in danger, adrenaline, cortisol, dopamine, can make you feel attached. That's why toxic love feels intoxicating. It's a storm that your brain mistakes for a sunrise. Somewhere in you, there's a child who learned that love was unpredictable, that safety could vanish without warning. That child grew up believing that love meant waiting, hoping, proving. That child still lives in you, and every time you meet someone emotionally unavailable, they come alive again. They think, this time I'll do it right, this time I'll earn it. But you don't need to earn what should be given freely. You don't have to turn yourself into proof of your own worth. Healing begins when you start questioning what love is supposed to feel like, when you start noticing the difference between love and longing, when you start realizing that someone making you feel needed isn't the same as someone making you feel safe. You begin to understand that the absence of chaos is not emptiness, it's peace. The absence of drama is not disinterest, it's maturity. You will find yourself missing the pain sometimes. You'll think about the fire, the passion, the chaos, and you'll romanticize it. But remember, that wasn't love. It was survival mode dressed up as desire. You don't have to live in extremes to feel alive. The right kind of love won't demand that you lose yourself to keep it. It won't require you to bleed to feel connected. It will hold you quietly. It will feel like exhaling after years of holding your breath. There's a strange kind of grief in letting go of painful love. You mourn not just the person, but the version of yourself that believed love had to hurt. You mourn the illusion that if you just gave enough, stayed long enough, loved hard enough, it would finally be enough. But it never was, and it never will be, because love that costs your self-worth isn't love, it's debt. When you stop mistaking pain for love, you begin to build new associations. You start choosing people who don't make you question your place in their life. You start valuing peace over passion, consistency over chaos. At first it feels uncomfortable. You'll crave the old intensity, the emotional spikes, the drama that used to make you feel alive. But with time, you'll learn that peace can be passionate too, just in a quieter, deeper way. You'll start noticing that kindness can be exciting, that safety can be sexy, that being understood can be intoxicating. You'll start to see that love doesn't have to make you dizzy to make you feel something. It can simply make you feel safe. And that safety, once you allow it in, will heal everything chaos once promised to fix. You are not broken for craving intensity. You are human. You're just learning to tell the difference between chemistry and compatibility, between attraction and addiction, between love and pain. The more you heal, the more you will realize that the love you thought you wanted was only a reflection of the love you never received. And when you finally meet someone who loves you in a way that doesn't hurt, you'll feel it in your body first. You'll notice that you can breathe around them. You won't have to perform or guess or prove. You'll feel peace in their presence, not pressure. And for the first time, you'll understand that love was never meant to be a battlefield. It was meant to be a home. The psychology of mistaking pain for love isn't about being foolish. It's about being human. It's about the way we carry our wounds into our relationships, trying to find redemption through others. But the real redemption begins when you stop trying to find healing in the people who broke you. When you stop trying to turn suffering into connection. When you finally understand that love doesn't have to hurt to be real. And maybe that's the hardest lesson of all, to let go of the fire, to walk away from the storm, and to learn that calmness isn't emptiness, it's arrival. You've spent so long chasing love in pain that peace will feel strange at first, but stay with it. Let it teach you that love isn't supposed to burn, it's supposed to warm, because one day you'll look back on every heartbreak and see that it wasn't a proof of your failure, it was proof of your capacity to feel deeply. You'll realize that you were never broken for loving too much. You just hadn't yet learned to love without suffering. And that lesson, once learned, will change everything. Because real love doesn't hurt, it heals.